So I wasn't going to talk about what I see as some negative news in the gaming world, but then I've been hearing more about Nintendo with review units of the Switch 2 or lack thereof, and also what Randy Pitchford said about Borderlands 4 being $80 potentially, and it kind of has me a little bit peeved. I see an overall movement in the gaming industry right now to try and squeeze every penny out of the consumer while providing the minimum of value. I think sometimes people tend to believe the gaming industry is an environment of friendship. You know, gamers buy gamers stuff. I'm sure we've heard things like that. But it's no different than other businesses. It's a relationship between those businesses and consumers. And this all comes to light when an event like the chief of Gearbox saying that a real fan will find a way to spend $80 on a game happens. Of course he's going to say that. People running companies always need to try and make it sound like the product they are behind is the greatest bang for your buck. Open up any in-game store and you'll be greeted with things like 138% value and such. I'm sure we've all seen that before. And other companies are seeing the moves being made to $80 with the likes of Nintendo and Mario Kart World, and Microsoft announcing price increases for later this year, as well as their systems. So I think we are going to get some more testing out the waters there. I wanted to make a video when I saw that Nintendo was setting a norm for $80. Then I also wanted to make another video and didn't enjoy when I saw that they are allowing game key cards which don't contain the full game data. I mean, I'm over here streaming PS2 games on a physical PS2 Slim. I like physical media, and I just don't understand this. I mean, why even do this pretend shit? Like, I literally canceled my Doom: The Dark Ages physical pre-order when I saw it wasn't actually on the disc and it only contained 85 megabytes. You know, I'll just Game Pass that since I can't actually have it physically regardless. Like, if the Switch isn't gonna have the game on the cartridge, why? I can't wrap my head around it. Anyway, the final thing I'm shocked by is that Nintendo didn't and isn't going to be sending review units to the press prior to release, which is just about 2 weeks away, maybe exactly. And I've seen various reasonings being proposed for why this might be, everything from eliminating leakers of features of performance. There might be a significant day one patch that will change the experience anyway, obviously avoiding negative early impressions. I don't know why this decision was made. I can only guess. I personally don't think Nintendo needs to worry about negative impressions. Just getting more eyes on the console would generate overall hype, in my opinion. Even if the thing were to perform worse than something like the Steam Deck, I think it would still generate some interest. I mean, I heard some retailers sold out within minutes when pre-orders went live, so in my opinion, I just think it's a negative for gamers overall who are looking forward to launch day games, and it's good coverage for consumers ahead of what's coming, and it's also a good builder for community excitement, you know, to be discussing those early hands-on reviews online. For me, it kind of is a shame, all this information, because I really do think Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza look fun, but all this just has kind of rubbed me the wrong way right now, and maybe I'll get a Switch 2, maybe in the future, but just right now, I'm not really hyped about it, you know? And I went to the battlefield of Twitter today, where this Gearbox encounter took place, and I found that Grums had the exchange posted here. The fan said, "Randy, this game better not be $80. Don't take that risk. A lot of gamers aren't gonna pay $80. And feed this notion of constant increase of the price tag. You are the CEO. You have some say with the price when it comes to your publisher." To which Randy responded, A, not my call. B, if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. My local game store had Starflight for Sega Genesis for $80 in 1991 when I was just out of high school working minimum wage at an ice cream parlor in the beach, and I found a way to make it happen. Now, the first part, like, fair enough, not your call, get it. So there are moving parts going on behind the scenes, whatever. And like I said earlier, being in the business, I kind of expect him to have the opinion that what he's behind is worth more money. I mean, that's not very profound to me. A businessman who is behind the product says the new iteration of that product is worth 33% more than the previous iteration. I just think that seems like something someone trying to make money would do. So I'm not shocked there. That's up to us to push back on that. But the part I think is completely out of hand and ridiculous is the part where he says if you're a real fan, you'll find a way to make it happen. Trying to say that you aren't a real fan of something without spending a specific dollar amount on that, in that realm or on that franchise, is kind of absurd to me. I mean, I consider myself a baseball fan, but I don't go to any games because I can't afford to do it anymore. I guess I don't actually like baseball now. Not a fan. Kind of a bunch of bullshit. And I guess I'm glad he was able to buy Starflight in 1991, fresh out of high school. That's nice. I guess that means everybody in any situation in all walks of life can allot that amount of money to a game they want to play. And if you can't do that, that just means, well, you're not a fan. Just make it happen, Captain. And I'm not trying to talk crap on anybody who might be okay or able to spend $80 on a game. This type of high ground speak, though, of that he's pressing, though, is just, I just don't get it. And it's up to us as consumers to fight back on this type of stuff to some extent, to find that sweet spot of a middle ground. And I'm happy to see it kind of looks like people are. I've been seeing a lot of people clashing back on it on X. And also, it's going to be a more difficult sell, no pun intended, for the companies trying to push $80 games. When we have the likes of some of the most popular games right now selling under that price point. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is $60. Split Fiction, Oblivion Remastered, and Expedition 33 are all $50. I don't personally like all these games, but they are all pretty popular, and a lot of people are calling for Expedition 33 to win Game of the Year. Hopefully I get to play that one soon. And I just think it gets a little awkward for these companies that are to start saying their games are worth over 70 when the contender for Game of the Year costs 50. All I'm saying. So I hope all these happenings is somewhat of a wake-up call, I guess. I don't want to see gaming go down a path where physical releases and things of that nature get phased out while the prices of the games go up. Just doesn't make sense to me from a consumer viewpoint to support that. And as someone who grew up loving the physical case, reading the lore and the instruction manuals, getting steel books, all that nerdy stuff, I just personally wouldn't like that gaming world as much. So just a quick little thoughts video, and well, all right. If you enjoyed my rant, I thank you for watching. It would be appreciated if you leave a like to help the small channel out. And take care of yourself, and peace.